I'm Ross, and I'm a recent college graduate.
Ben Novella.
I'm Gabe Koss, and yeah, do you want more? Okay, so I grew up in Vermont, and I moved around a lot as a child, and I ended up kind of staying in Vermont, and I went to college here. I went to UVM, and I studied history in college, but then I kind of, after going to Japan to teach English, I ended up finding my way into doing computer programming. So that's what I'm doing right now, and I have a pretty cool job, working with computers, but I'm interested in many things, so that's who I am.
I want to be a professor.
I don't know, a happy person.
I honestly still have no idea what I want to be. I have so many interests and so many things. I think if I could really just put it down on paper, in the long term, I might like to be a writer. I think that would be a really good place for me. But, barring that, I really enjoy working with technology as well, and there's a lot of interesting problems to solve there and a lot of interesting developments to make. And so, this has been a really good part of my life and continues to be a good part of my life, although I think ultimately, in the long term, I definitely want to do something a little more creative. And with computers, you do actually do a lot of creative work because you're solving problems that they're not like creative, like you're making art or like you're doing a painting, but you still really have to think outside the box to solve all those problems. And so that part of I really enjoy. So ultimately, what do I want to be? I mean, I don't have a specific phrase that I think I can give and that's going to encompass what I want to be, but what I want to do is I want to work with interesting people solving real problems and solving creative problems, I think, that allow me to both kind of have some degree of self-expression, but also manifest in the real world as well in a way that kind of impacts other people and isn't just completely focused on my own self necessarily. So it's a hard question to answer though, because there's so many interesting things that I like.
One person at a time, teaching.
It's a tough one. I don't really know, just in little ways, I guess. I don't know.
How do I want to change the world? Another big question. I think one of the things that to me is really important that I come back to with technology and with things like writing or being creative is access to information is really important, and is something that is often people try to control. And so somehow I would like to impact the world in a way that really continues to liberate information and make information more available to more people, because I feel like really knowledge, and that sounds almost cliche, but knowledge is kind of one of those things that will allow us to solve the biggest problems that we face, and only if the real information is available to the most number of people, I think that we even have a chance to globally coordinate to solve some of like the crazy challenges that we're about to face and are already facing. And so I feel like maintaining an internet and a media culture which is open and fluid and not, I have a lot of challenges with intellectual property rights, for example. So finding a way into having that type of an impact, I think, would be an impact that I would like to have in the world. I don't know. It's a hard one because there's again so many interests. There's so many places I'd like to make my mark, but I think that that's a really important place right now, and I think that I have a skill set that kind of fits in there a little bit and might be able to contribute there. So.